Today I had 2 calls with a combined net worth of these 2 guys of, very high 9 figures. The first call I had was with the guy who just sold his company for $110 million he was offering a massive paycheck just off the jump. It was a performance-based check to go over taking over the strategy for all of his content to where he wants 1 million subscribers in 24 months. He already has a decent base right now. The end goal is not really monetization. It's more so just connections that he wants to build throughout it. And then the second was with a guy who I actually can't tell you his end goal because it's very secretive right now, but he has a stem cell hospital doing $50+ million a year. Just proper business owners. And both calls went superb. But just spending the time and preparing for these calls has such an outsized return. When you spend 10 hours on a 1-hour call at 10 to 1 time per amount of time talking, they think that you are the most prepared human that they have ever met in their entire life, which is exactly what happened for both of these calls. Both at the end of the calls, they were saying, Josh, I thank you so much for being so prepared and having every single point down that we wanted to cover already dialed in. It's one of the biggest tips ever. If you have a meeting, if you're in any sort of sales, which I'm not in a sales position, these were just potential clients that wanted my business. And I think I'm going to close both of them. The first call I had with, he has quite a few more interviews over the next 2 weeks, but he seemed exceptionally interested. And I think that I could provide him a ton of value. The other person, he already said that he would fly me out. He's in Nashville right now. His hospital's in Mexico. He said, and he has a plane. So he said, hey, how about I fly you out to Nashville next week? And then we take the plane over to Mexico. I'll show you all the facilities. And they said, then if you want to, I'm hanging out with Joe Rogan on the next week, and you can come with me there. And meeting Joe Rogan would be so cool, but I just have so much stuff going on right now. And I think my time is best utilized just working. I might pull an audible and just say, fuck it, me and PJ fire over there. But it would, yeah, he wants to, it would be cool as shit to meet Joe Rogan and hang out with him in his office. And
everyone in the audience right now is like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't have time.
Yeah, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And back in the day, I would have killed for this type of opportunity. And it still is incredible. But I know exactly what I need to do right now to expand my business. And any more networking, anything else is taking time away from me, expanding my business, which is the number one use of my time right now, because I know I will have a very long-term relationship with this stem cell hospital guy, and him and Joe are really, really good friends. So I will have the opportunity to hang out with him in the future. There'll be literally unlimited opportunities because I'll be working with this guy. And I'm not really concerned, but if I take a week off of my other obligations right now, I'm going to fall wildly behind. Yeah. And networking can only get you so far. Eventually you have to do the work. And I've already done all the networking. I already have all the leads. I have unlimited deal flow right now. I just actually have to do the work. And so there's a pretty high chance that I say fuck it and go, because my other buddy Luke that you saw in the video earlier, he's going to Nashville that exact same time for the Bitcoin conference. So if we could all just fire out together, maybe. It's just the only downside is it would take me away from the work. And this is why you don't live with an idiot. Look at this. He has the pan on. He had a Tomahawk Steak. I am going to go yell at Luke right now. Luke, what the hell are you doing? Come here. Come here. I'm gonna come here.
Okay.
What the hell is going on?
What's going on?
What the hell is going on here?
This is bad.
Cooking up what? Why is this thing still on?
I don't know.
Trying to start a fire right now.
Hey, come on, Pam. I'm gonna throw that. Fuck, that's hot. I'm gonna throw the girlfriend under the bus on that.
No. I'm blaming Luke for sure. He was cooking up this tomahawk.
It's a good tomahawk, mate. It's gone down well.
It's what, $20? And this is one of the benefits of living in Colombia. We just had a physical therapist come to the house and just try and heal us. And there's the little massage bed in there. But I would like to know what the viewers would think the cost of a the highest end physical therapist you could find in Colombia per hour to come to your house and to heal your body would be. It's $20. That's $20 an hour. I mean, if this was in the US, you'd be bankrupt, especially if you weren't paying with insurance. And the chances you could find a physical therapist to go to your house are just about 0%. Anyway, there's a chance that I'd close so much money today. I honestly, it hasn't even sunk in yet. I honestly don't care. My life isn't going to change at all. It's just, for me, it's just the natural steps that I was assuming would take place over the next few years anyway. It's just accelerating very, very quickly. So the next step would be finding the best people on board, trying to do something cool with it, because I don't want to be constantly behind on all my work and working more hours than I already am, because I'm already working every single hour of every day. I could change the nature. I don't know, because this fucker right behind me, he's working every second of this jacked fucker behind me. He's working every second of every day. And today we were talking about he was behind on a lot of his projects. And what's the main problem that most business owners come with is finding the best people that get everything done that you need done and then kind of overachieve. Luke, how much better would your life be right now if you found like an A-class employee like yourself? Like if you could hire yourself, what would that do to your business?
Well, that's the impossible thing about running a business, because obviously you don't start hiring someone until you're making enough amount of money.
Yeah.
So for us, that's about $10,000.
Now you need more to hire someone like us. You need to be making more like 30 grand.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is, like, if this isn't my channel. So yeah, I'm making about, 12 to 15 grand a month. And now I'm saying, okay, I'm at a point where I can spend $3,000 to $4,000 to maybe $5,000 to get someone in to hopefully do exactly what I'm doing. But it's so difficult to find someone with our knowledge set without a huge budget. Because I'm not going to pay someone $10,000 to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But $3,000 to $5,000, that would be a massive help. And every single business needs a manager to take things to the next level. Like Daniel Priestley, one of the most interesting entrepreneurs that I've ever listened to, or listen to his videos, and he always says every single business gets stuck at scaling past 10 to 12 people. There's a reason why a business can't scale past 12 people. It's because you need that other key person of influence, or you need that other manager type person, the person we're looking for.
Yeah, and I want to skip all the really low skilled labor. He's urinal. You take this chair.
No, I was just making sure I wasn't going to burn my tomahawk.
But tomahawk, there wasn't any meat left on it.
Keep talking. I'll show the viewer.
Well, he's gonna just eat the bone. But you really have a few options when you're just starting out, and there's really, I think, only one right answer. It is to train someone from scratch to do what you're doing while you don't have the budget, someone that you trust with your life, which, I mean, that's almost an impossible task in and of itself. But Luke, if you were, let's say, living, I know that you have someone in mind that you would want to live with, because if they could learn everything that you were doing, they're very confident, they would pick it up quickly, and then you could offload a lot of work to them in the future, which would give you time to find these higher leverage opportunities. So then you could bypass this and have the budget to spend 10 grand a month on the A-class employee.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of those people that I'm talking to right now. They're just doing small time work with me. And obviously that's the plan. Like the plan is to get someone to live with you and do exactly what you're doing with PJ. That's the perfect training. You have someone you trust, someone who's motivated, someone who works hard.
You have that with Pam too, in a way.
In a way, yeah. Pam takes care of all of my daily bullshit.
And just how much of a alpha male is that? I would use the lingo that how much of a DHV is it that his girlfriend, she works harder than Luke. She's working every single hour of every single day for him. And I don't know how much he's getting paid, but I don't think it's anything. She's just along for the ride.
She's along for the ride. She experiences the ride. She's she's the best. She's the best.
She is the best. Pam's the best.
So she takes care of a lot of the every day-to-day tasks. She does a lot of thumbnails and shit like that. But yeah, I'm looking for someone else to take over.
Yeah, what you're doing.
The managerial.
And then that's how you could take on more clients and stuff.
Exactly.
And so what would you do if you were in my position and where I potentially just closed $50,000 per month?
Oh, you go absolutely all in. You do everything you can to maximize revenue because these are the opportunities that don't come along once in a lifetime.
I mean, I know probably like 5 to 10 people that I could get this from right now.
Mm.
They're just not my ideal client. And I know I now, because I'm in these circles, like I know when I get back to Arizona, I know how I can close someone like Kiyosaki. And then there's a few other business owners that have a much higher budget than this that they're already spending. I think there's more people out like this than you could even imagine, who are making $50+ million a year, who know the highest leverage on their time is growing their media.
Mm.
And there's a lot of those people out there, and I just happen to know a good amount of them. And so that's really getting in those rooms.
So what I would do is, because you're being offered, because you have the opportunity to potentially be pocketing a large amount of money per month in profit.
Large, yeah.
Like this isn't $2,000 or $3,000 profit. I don't want to expose any numbers.
I just said it.
Yeah, but like if you have the opportunity to potentially make 10 grand a month profit,
it would be more like 50 though. Like it would be 50 grand a month profit. So then I'd hire people I'd rather only make 10 grand a month profit and hire the best people in the world.
Exactly. And that's what I would do. I would hire some really good talent. But if you're still pocketing 20 grand a month, but you're working full time, you take that, because 20 grand a month, if you can let that compound, and if you can save 20 grand a month for a year, that's 240 grand.
Yeah. I'm more concerned, how do I make 240 grand a month? And then once I do that, how do I make $1.5 million, and then 2 million, and then 10 million? Because when you're growing something, that like business is what compounds the most over time.
Mm-hmm.
And so year 5 going to year 6 of business, you're not going to go from making $100,000 to $200,000 a month. I mean, this year would be a perfect example. I'm potentially going to be going from making like $110,000 a year to like $600,000 a year. And then the next year, it's like $1.2 million per year. Then it's like 2.5. Then it jumps up to like 7 or 8. Like the revenue compounds so much when you're running a business that just can start to grow on its own. Because I'll just use like real examples. When you have a client that never leaves, that is recurring revenue forever. And so every time I take on a client, they have never once left. So this starts to compound. And so if you can start to bring in more and more clients and they never leave because you actually run a good business, there'll obviously be some churn eventually. Thus far, there hasn't been. And that's the goal, is to not have any churn, or as little as humanly possible. That's how, if you could just take on 1 or 2 clients per year, 5 years from now, you just have such a ridiculous amount of revenue coming in if they're paying you 20, 25 grand a month each.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I would, like, if I was in your position, I would take it. Because again, what I think is the big picture is, if you can keep these clients for a year, I feel like the $240,000 of saved income, that's good, is ammunition to get you to your 10-year goal quicker.
Yeah, because this isn't the business I'll finish with either. I mean, you always talk about the business you start with won't be the one you finish with. It'll either adapt in a significant manner, but I will want a much higher leverage opportunity. Like for me, $20,000 per month per client is great, but I think there's things that have so much more asymmetry. Ken is guaranteed $250,000 per client. That's a lot more asymmetry. And when you bring on, and when he's buying $100 million of real estate a quarter or a month, that is a hell of a lot more leverage. And when you think of those, like just these massive, massive numbers, I mean, it sounds insane to even talk about. Like it sounds so stupid, but these are what the top business owners that we know, this is what they do. And so I'm only concerned with providing as much value to the marketplace right now until I figure something else out, maybe 5-10 years from now. But for now, I'm just going to try and grow this to the best degree possible, bring on the best people on board, and see what I can do with it.
You know, the first business you start is never the last business.
Yeah. I
think I'm trying to do a mixture of that right now, where the first business I am starting is my end goal business.
But you changed the nature of it. Like the nature of your business model has changed. You're doing ghostwriting. And then now you're doing on camera because that's more leverage, and your leveraged opportunities are getting higher and higher. That's just what I mean by it. I'm not going to be doing the exact same thing I'm doing. It's going to adapt over time.
Exactly.
That's all. Everything adapts. And the way that mine would adapt is if I could get a percentage of every deal that I help someone get. I mean, like if I got a percentage of every one of Ken's deals, do you know how much revenue that would be? A lifelong equity. That's how you build real wealth, as opposed to getting paid like a fee. So like just the nature of your business can change based upon like how much value you actually provide. So it all just comes down to how much money are you making someone. And if you are making someone a few $1 million per year, they're willing to pay you a percentage of that, a very high percentage of that. So just get better and better and better at what you're doing, which is what I've been doing for the past few years. And now people are willing to pay gross amounts for that skill set that I've learned.